Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Madame, well, welcome to our first ever Studio at 620 webcast, which means you can get us casted over the web. That's a joke. Remember jokes, Dave?
Yeah.
At any rate, what I'd like to tell you is, this is our first, and what we are doing, this is our video magazine about things to do with the Studio at 620. Initially, we'd like to start with sort of the history of the Studio at 620. I must tell you, my name is Bob Devin Jones. This is my partner, not in crime, but in splendid artistic adventures, David Ellis. Dave,
yes.
To start the proceedings off, what would you say, in a short, pithy little paragraph, has been the extraordinary history, so the genesis of the Studio at 620?
Well, I think that what has really made the studio unique is the fact that we really came together to create a neutral place, a safe place where people could come together, different communities of people could come together and share that creative energy that we were hoping would be produced here, and it certainly has been produced here over the 2 years plus that we've been in business. The other thing is that we really took sort of a renegade approach to the operation and how we put it all together. We didn't follow the book. Like Bob and I are both the artistic director of the Studio at 620, which sounds a little weird, but it really works because Bob has his areas of interest, I have my areas of interest, and rather than having a single focus that is repeated and repeated, we're always doing things that are really quite different.
Right, and we could say areas of expertise, but we're not all stuffy, so we say areas of interest.
Expertise,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, but no, that's too stuffy for us. As you were saying, our areas of interest.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it, except that there is one other thing that I put totally onto Bob, and that was when we came together as a little group, and we're really still 99% of us volunteers. He insisted that there was never a negative word used to describe an issue. It was always something we were going to look at from a very positive standpoint rather than taking any kind of a negative approach to it. And it was really quite difficult for me initially to get into that, just simply because, you know, we say negative things at times. This is a problem, that's a problem. Well, no, it's not a problem. It's a situation. We just have to figure out how to bend it and make it work for us.
Yeah, not bend it like Beckham, but bend it like the Studio at 620, which is what we've tried to do.
Soft and smooth.
Soft and smooth, smooth and soft. Okay, Dave, how about then, and no, I'm not Jerry Springer or Oprah Winfrey, but this is our logo, or as they say, branding. How about you describe, in a little short, pithy paragraph yet again, and then with one word, your favorite show of the last 2 seasons?
My favorite show is an event we called Say What, a spoken word event. While it focused on poetry and the spoken word, because we wanted to bring different communities of folks together, we also included visual artists who had incorporated text as a tradition in their work. We brought together dancers who did interpretation of poems. We had photographers come in, and then we had poets who had to interpret an image that was thrown on the wall for the first time they'd ever seen it, and they had 10 seconds to come up with something. So it was all this wonderful mix, fashion as well, this wonderful mix of different arts backgrounds and abilities. And it also was interesting because we had a full range crowd from very young people. We had workshops for children, all the way up to poets emeritus. So for me, it was really sort of the perfect kind of gathering of people. And
and the name was so great. Say What?
Yeah, Say What?
Or Say What?
We were almost going to call the studio What's on First.
But we got cloyed on that idea I mean, you know.
And Who's on Second.
Yeah, Who's on Second.
But anyway.
So we didn't go there.
No.
Okay, ask me what was one of my, sum it up in one word, though. Say what?
Oh my, Say What? Wow. I don't
Wow?
know. That's not a very good one.
Oh, wow's good. You can spell it frontward and backward the same. Okay.
You can.
Wow.
Mom, it's mom upside down.
Mom upside down. Okay.
Yeah.
Ask me.
All right. We've been going now for 2.5 years. What is your favorite, if you have a favorite?
Hard to choose, but I would say the first show, you know, Rod Stewart said the first cut is the deepest. The first show was the deepest in that we got it open, and that was pretty extraordinary. And that was also very typical of the kind of thing we were going to eventually do, which is to have a major component of the show and then have a lot of other little things around it, not any of lesser importance. So our first show was Grandma's Hands Used to Go to Church. So Grandma's Hands, 100 years of African American quilting. We brought in the Hallelujah Singers from Beaufort, South Carolina. We had gospel brunches. We had quilting circles. It was great. And we produced a big 8-page color brochure. And it was our introduction to the community. And I think that first introduction was very good because a lot of people, having been introduced to us, came back. Yep. And we also established that we like to do things with food. And anybody knows us, know we like to eat. So I think of all the shows we've done, and they've all had their special components, that one was the most extraordinary because we got it open. We were absolute beginners, and we were acting like we were grown. So I was very happy with that. Yep. How about...
We blew them away.
Well, it certainly blew me away.
Absolutely.
How about we talk about an upcoming show, something that you are really excited about of the myriad of things you're working on?
Okay. Right now, the biggest, well, we have Say What coming up again. This will be the 3rd year. That's in May, the 10th of May to the 18th of May.
And don't you have 2 extraordinary poets helping you with that?
2 extraordinary poets who you'll have the opportunity to meet in a little bit. Liz Straight from Tampa, Pedro Aquin from here in St. Petersburg. They're acting as the sort of the curators, the guiders. They're putting the programs together, getting the people signed on board and so on. It's going to be a terrific another Say What spoken word event in 2007. And how about you?
Well, we have a lot of great things coming up. Bonnie Aigen will be talking to us very shortly about the 3 plays in rep. This is our 2nd annual time of doing it. And then also, because of the as you spoke about, the wide variety of things that we do at the studio, I thought it'd be good to, I call them the Supremes. I don't know which one is Diana, Mary, or Florence, but they are supreme. 3 local artists here in our community who come at their artwork from various different places, and I thought it'd be good to have the 3 of them and me sit here and kind of toss it around a bit. So that's one of the things we're doing.
Cool, cool.
Okay.
Also, looking somewhat further off into the distance, one I'm very excited about, we're calling The Water is Wide. It's the art of boat building. And this whole area is rich in boat building, going all the way back to the early people who were here and used dugout canoes to get around. We're going from that extreme. We've got shipwrights who are going to be actually building ships here, up to the most outrageous new fiberglass boats that are used for cruising and racing. That's going to be in November.
So that's great.
Looking forward to that.
We got the title, if you know that Irish song. I don't know if it's Irish, but let's call it traditional.
Use the English version.
Okay, the English version. The water is wide, but I can't cross o'er, and neither have I wings to fly. And this is the important part. Build me a boat that can carry 2, and both shall row. To hear the rest of it,
You have to come.
you have to come.
You have to come.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment.
Yep.
Or as Oprah says, caller, you say what?